Well, hello. We're going to try a new recipe. I've not done it before with the Rhodes rolls. My mother actually used to put together refrigerated biscuit dough. She'd fry them up, in little donut shapes for us. And we could, put the powder on there that we wanted to, or cinnamon and sugar. She'd always have it lined out. Well, I went ahead this time and I'm going to use the Rhodes frozen bread dough. I took 4. I'm going to make 4 donuts. They shouldn't be that big. Now, we're going to try something new. And we're going to go ahead and put them out on parchment paper. It's so that they don't deflate when we pick them up and try to fry them. I just get this wet a little bit and it'll stick down much better. Yeah, it ain't listening to me today. That's all right. Not sexy. No, definitely not sexy, but it'll work. Watch. I've told you this dough has like a super yeast charge in it or something. Because the first time they rise, ooh, they rise nicely. But the second time, not as much as the first time. Not real sure why it does that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it as it sits, make sure it's even, and I'm going to poke a little hole in it. Okay, I'm going to place it down. And again, here we go. I notice the harder I try, the worse, my little rings get here, but I try to make sure that they're about the same height and everything. And I'm going to let them go ahead and rise. While we're waiting for them to rise, I'm just going to make a little bit of a powdered sugar icing. So I'm going to put in about 1/8 of a cup. Of course, I want a little bit of real vanilla in there. About 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. And just a tad of water at a time until you get the consistency that you want. Obviously, I have to add a little bit more. We're going to make a nice chocolate frosting here coming up. I did this intentionally with a bigger bowl because I just want to take the donuts and dip them in there and bring them back out. And I don't think I would need more than this amount of icing, and if I do, well, I can try and do it again. That's my Achilles heel these days. But at least this one isn't so runny. I think it'll work really nicely. I expected them to get a little bit bigger than that, but I'm sure they'll puff up in here. I'm going to go ahead and get my oil heated up about medium high. Now, while my oil's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and cut these. There's a reason why I use the parchment paper. That's going to help us when we put it in the oil. Remember I said, you know your oil's ready to go when it starts bubbling? Along the bottom of a wooden spoon, and it's not bubbling just yet. Okay, a little word to the wives, to the wives here, because I was doing it wrong, because I had stuck this in here so many times. It's a little oil logged. But when I stick the other end in, see all the bubbles coming? That's what I've been waiting for. Oh, interesting. Alrighty then. What we're going to do is just like very nicely drop it in the oil. And gently peel off. Ah. All we're wanting to do is brown it, basically. And I let him cool and drain on a wire rack. Now, let me cook up the rest of these. Okay, I'll admit my icing leaves a lot to be desired, but it's going to taste good. And I sprinkled a little bit of chocolate chips on top just because. So let's take one. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Ooh, well, it's a little thick, but it's a little more brown on this bottom. But let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's taste. Well, it's a little more dense than the ones you buy at the donut store. Maybe maybe right around the same consistency as a, what do you call those, apple fritter maybe. But it's really good. Next time I do donuts, there's a special chocolate frosting I found, and we'll try that. You have yourselves a lovely day, and I will as well. I'll talk to you later. Bye.